Welcome to South Florida, where for the second of 3 straight weeks, playoff action in Professional Fighters League playoffs. Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, Florida. We call it home for the playoffs and for our championship. And how about this? A main event featuring Kayla Harrison and Jenna Fabian to cap off a night for the heavyweights and the women's lightweight. There is our women's lightweight playoff bracket. Kayla Harrison, Jenna Fabian in that featured main event. Taylor Gardado will now face Mariana Moraes after the #1 seed Larissa Pacheco unable to make weight. Unfortunate for her, but a huge opportunity for Mariana Moraes. Sean O'Connell here, Randy Couture, Kenny Florian, and the playoffs. That means we made it through our PFL regular season. Of course, Professional Fighters League, the only MMA organization with a true sports format. Regular season in the books, now the playoffs, eventually October 27th, a championship fight for $1 million right here in every weight class. And Randy, to get to this point, you got to fight, you got to earn those points, and you got to qualify for now a 4-man or 4-woman tournament bracket. Absolutely, that's what I love. That's the beauty of this format. Each and every one of these athletes fought their butts off to get here. They scored points, and now here they are. They get a shot in the semifinals at a title and $1 million. So it doesn't get any better. That's what differentiates the PFL.
That's right, and it's a battle of attrition. It's all about durability, you know, training hard, but also training smart and making weight.
So, our main event, Kayla Harrison, Jenna Fabian. Kayla Harrison undefeated so far in her pro mixed martial arts career, but she's never faced someone like Jenna.
Yeah, absolutely, but Kayla is so dominant. You know exactly what she's going to do, and you just can't stop it. Being a 2-time Olympic gold medalist in judo, that is what she's known for. She gets in the clinch, she throws you on your head, and then she beats you up, or she will submit you. She knows how to keep position. She knows how to bring the fight into her realm. She's been extremely dominant, and the scary part about that thing, guys, is that she continues to get better. She continues to get more comfortable here in the smart cage, and she's looking for her most dominant performance yet.
10-0, she'll need to be 11-0 if she wants a trip to back-to-back championships. Of course, in our 2019 season, Kayla won it all, but she didn't have to get through Jenna Fabian in that effort. And Jenna Fabian, Randy, 6 feet tall, former Muay Thai world champion. Does she have what it takes?
Well, Jenna's coming from City Kickboxing in New Zealand, one of the hottest training centers in the world right now. She's an amazing striker at 6 foot tall. She feels like her range and her footwork, along with her conditioning right now, are going to be the difference in this fight. She does not feel that anybody is unbeatable, including Kayla Harrison. She's fought some very big strikers and some great gals in this season and in previous seasons here in the PFL. She's got amazing, diligent striking, great kicks. She will not be afraid to throw one up high, and she is a formidable opponent for anybody. It's going to be interesting to see how Kayla Harrison solves the problem.
2 incredible athletes facing off in that main event, but that's only one half of our women's lightweight bracket. Taylor Gardado, Kenny, came into the season a relative unknown. In fact, she didn't have a lot of pro experience. Decorated as an amateur, but she's really burst onto the scene here in the PFL.
She's been amazing, and she's only gotten better. For me, she's kind of like the little engine that could. She keeps getting better. She's believed in herself from the very beginning. She's had some tough matchups, and she has just looked better and better with each and every round. I think for me, the thing that stands out, you know, is her intelligence, the way that she's gone about executing her game plan. Everything that she's talked about, everything that she's needed to do to win, she has done. She's looked amazing, and I tell you what, she's going to look even better tomorrow night.
Gardado has used a lot of wrestling to get those victories this year. We'll see if that plays a factor in the fight against now Mariana Moraes. She was preparing for Larissa Pacheco. I already told you Larissa Pacheco did not make weight. huge opportunity for Mariana Moraes, who's as tough as they come.
Absolutely. Mariana Moraes has done a camp down in Brazil. She's been training with Jessica Andrade, who's a UFC champ. She feels like she's very fit and very ready for this fight. We saw her in our qualifying fights where she had to fight twice in one night to get the nod. She looked very impressive in both of those fights and got the nod to be here in the regular season for the PFL. She does a great job with her striking. Here's with Kaylin Young, a much more experienced opponent. She does a great job in her grappling, and she's a very fit athlete. So it's going to be interesting to see this matchup with her and Gardado.
Harrison, Fabian, Gardado, Moraes, great matchups in our women's lightweight brackets. But what about the heavyweights? This is literal and figurative monster fights. Bruno Capolos, Jamel Jones, two big finishers getting after it in the 1 versus 4 matchup. And when you talk about size and athleticism in the heavyweight division, two incredible examples of that combination. Dennis Goldsoff, Ante Delia, they both about 6'5". They're both lean heavyweights. Very much looking forward to that 2 versus 3. Randy, Bruno Capolos, former light heavyweight. He comes up to the heavyweight division, and so far so good in his 2 PFL regular season bouts. First round finishes, he spent a grand total of 3 minutes inside of the smart cage. Explosive is one word for that.
Absolutely. Well, Bruno Capolos is somebody I can actually relate to. He's a small heavyweight, and he said that coming into his first fight. He said, look, I'm small, I'm coming up at 205, but these heavyweights cannot deal with my speed. Now here's a guy who's got 12 knockout wins, 8 of them in the first round. So the power at 205 or heavyweight is very remarkable. He put it on Ante Delia in his first fight out. He's very, very explosive. You definitely do not want to stand in front of this guy. Here he is beating Muhammad Daris in his second fight of the regular season. This guy is explosive. You do not want to blink because he's going to come out hard and fast.
Capalosa has been a show in his own right, and I tell you what, his opponent, Jamel Jones, coming kind of out of nowhere, Kenny, former junior college national champ wrestler and a guy who had one opportunity with one regular season fight to get into these playoffs. That means he needed a first-round finish. That's exactly what he gave us.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, not a lot of fighters would love to go up against a devastating striker like Capalosa, but Jamel Jones wants this opportunity. He believes in himself. He has the wrestling background, and he has the striking to get it done. He's extremely powerful himself, and he thinks it's going to come down to who can land first, who can land the bigger blow. He loves his chances tomorrow night.
He feels like there's no pressure on him, which obviously can be a comforting thing for a fighter, allow him to fight relaxed. Now, the opposite is probably true of this next heavyweight I want to talk about. Dennis Goldsoff is a World Combat Sambo champion multiple times over. He's a person a lot of folks think has an opportunity to really burst onto the scene, but he's going to need a PFL championship to do it. Dennis Goldsoff, Randy, is an example of the new breed of heavyweight.
Well, we were impressed with Dennis in the 2019 season. He looked like he was sure to be in the finals. He ended up not getting through the semifinals due to injury. And here's a guy in 2020 when the rest of the world was locked down, was out winning his 3rd Sambo World Championship. He had to fight 5 times in one day to win that title. So this format and this fighting and these guys, they aren't shaking him up at all. This guy is long, tall. Here he is against Sales, and he says this was the toughest fight of his career, but he brought it high, low. He can do it all. Great on the ground. Doesn't matter where he goes. This guy's got the full package.
It's a cliche. You talk about well-rounded fighters, but Dennis Goldsoff has yet to present a weakness inside of our PFL smart cage. And Ante Delia, he lost his first regular season bout to Bruno Capolos. You saw that in Capolos's highlight package. The bounce back, though, was incredibly impressive, and he finds himself in a semifinal matchup, trip to the championship on the line for Ante Delia.
Yeah, I think that's spot on. I mean, it really showed how well he can deal with adversity, coming back and getting the win like he did. And he comes from a judo background, but his striking is just phenomenal. He's very confident, and he had his spots to knock out Capalosa as well. It didn't go his way, of course, but he's been able to bounce back. He's extremely confident. He likes this matchup against Goldsoff. He understands that he's one of the favorites here, but he thinks he's got the game plan and the skills to get it done. So do not count out this guy at all.
The prime pupil of another MMA legend, Mirko Cro Cop. Ante D'Elia brings some pedigree from his training camp into the Smart Cage with him. All right, so those are our playoff fights. We set them all for you. We've got the women's lightweights and the heavyweights squaring off. That'll be on ESPN and simulcast on ESPN+. But we start the night at 6 p.m. Eastern with our showcase bouts on ESPN+. And Renan Ferreira and Stuart Austin, these guys already put in a camp preparing for one another. Two massive heavyweights that thought they would clash 6 weeks ago. Austin had visa issues. So now we get double camped, double trained, massive guys that want to prove something in our featured showcase bout as they square off inside of the PFL Smart Cage. 5 great showcase bouts will begin here with a lightweight 3 5-minute rounds. Christian Lawson, Jonas Flock looking to impress the big boss. To get the weigh-in started, we send it to Lillian Garcia.
Thank you, Sean, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to the 2021 PFL Playoff Weigh-In Show. Now, this is excitement in the air because the semifinals continue tomorrow night. Remember, 6 p.m. Eastern. Do not miss out. ESPN+. It all kicks off. And now, for the weigh-in show to kick off, we'd like to go ahead and introduce to you the president of Fighter Operations, Mr. Ray Seppo. In the blue corner, fighting out of Jacksonport, Wisconsin, Jonas Flock. His official weight, 155.5 pounds. In the red corner, fighting out of DeLand, Florida, here is Christian Lawson. His official weight, 156 pounds.
Our second showcase bout of the evening takes us back to the women's lightweight division. It'll be Miranda Barber versus Amanda Levy.
In the blue corner, fighting out of Boca Raton, Florida, Amanda Levy. Her official weight, 153.5 pounds. In the red corner, fighting out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Miranda Barber.
Boca Raton, baby. They got that push. I'm so for a kid. Oh, yeah,
Her official weight, 155.25 pounds.
Showcase action will continue with a Russia versus USA matchup. Marina Moknakina, Claudia Zamora.
In the blue corner, fighting out of Miami, Florida, Claudia Zamora. Her official weight, 148.75 pounds. In the red corner, fighting out of Miami, Florida, by way of Russia, here is Marina Moknakina. Her official weight, 156 pounds.
From there, the showcase heavyweight. Carl Seumanutafa out of Samoa versus the USA's Mohamed Darius.
In the blue corner, fighting out of Titusville, Florida, Mohamed Darius. His official weight, 252 pounds. In the red corner, fighting out of San Francisco, California, Carl Seumanutafa. His official weight, 260 pounds and 1/2.
And our final showcase bout in the heavyweight division features two massive human beings. Reina Ferreira, Stuart Austin.
In the blue corner, fighting out of London, England, Stuart Austin. His official weight, 246 and 1/2 pounds. In the red corner, fighting out of Porangotu, Brazil, Reina Ferreira. His official weight, 252 and 3/4 pounds.
That will do it for the showcase bouts, which means, of course, up next, the playoff matchups. Semifinal action in the women's lightweight division and the men's heavyweight division, and that main event featuring Kayla Harrison and Jenna Fabian. And I got to tell you, Kayla Harrison facing a lot of pressure.
Absolutely. And listen, you know, for most athletes, they want to be a world champion. For Kayla, that's not enough. She wants to be the greatest women mixed martial artist of all time. And if there's someone who can handle that kind of pressure, it's Kayla Harrison.
How about that 4-5 matchup, though? When you talk about the opposite end of that spectrum, Taylor Gardado, a relative unknown until now, she feels like she has what it takes.
Absolutely. She is one of the most coachable and diligent athletes I've been around, and we see that each and every time she steps out there. She sticks to the plan, and she gets it done. I don't expect anything different from her tomorrow night.
Well, before we get these women on the scale, let's take one more look at our heavyweight bracket. The 1 versus 4 matchup promises a finish. I don't want to jinx it, Randy, but goodness gracious, two explosive athletes, it can't go wrong.
Well, 12 finishes, 8 of them in the first round for Capalosa. He said he was going to be too fast for these heavyweights. So far, he's lived up to that.
And the 2-3, Kenny, this features one fighter that you and I think are in agreement. He's at least the top 5 heavyweight in the world. Dennis Goldsoff, with that sambo experience and that jab, he's dangerous for anyone.
No question about it. You look at Dennis Goldsoff, for me, he's definitely a top 5 heavyweight in the world, no matter what organization you're talking about. You look at his athleticism, he moves like a middleweight, and he can do it all. So skillful.
Did the heavyweights make weight, though? For that, we'll take a look at the matchup one more time. Dennis Goldsoff, Ante Delia, Russian World Combat Sambo champion versus Croatian pupil of one of the MMA legends in Mirko Cro Cop. To get him on the scale, we go to Lillian Garcia.
Fight fans, it is now time for the weigh-ins for our semifinals, all taking place tomorrow night, beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Plus and also on ESPN. Fighting first, In the blue corner, fighting out of Zagreb, Croatia, your number 3 seed, Ante Dolia. His official weight, 244 1/2 pounds. In the red corner, fighting out of St. Petersburg, Russia, your number 2 seed, Dennis Goldsoff. His official weight, 250 pounds.
Tell you what, not any fat on either of those guys. That's an intimidating pair to open our playoff matchups. And from there, we go to a women's lightweight semifinal. Taylor Gardado, the 4 seed, Mariana Moraes gets the opportunity because Larissa Pacheco missed weight. The 5 seed jumps up and is once again in the mix for a berth in the championship and the $1 million belt that goes with it. But first things first, Taylor Gardado, I don't know what else to say about her except we need to see her one more test before we can say she's championship caliber.
You know, for me, I've been so impressed with her intelligence, her timing, her takedowns, her control. She's doing everything right up to this point.
And Mariana Moraes, Randy, this is someone that impressed us when we were calling the International Qualifier Series, with just her tenacity. Doesn't care that she's outsized, gets after it, and here she is with another opportunity.
Absolutely. Saw her win twice in one night to even get the nod to be in a regular season. She's done a great job. She's well-rounded. She's a tenacious competitor. It's going to be an interesting matchup.
Back to you, Lillian Garcia.
In the blue corner, fighting out of São João de Boa Vista, Brazil, your number 5 seed, Mariana Moraes. Her official weight, 153 1/2 pounds. In the red corner, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, your number 4 seed, Taylor Gardado. Her official weight, 155 1/2 pounds.
Our co-main event is a heavyweight semifinal, the 1 versus 4 matchup. Bruno Capolos out of Brazil, Jamel Jones, the American newcomer. Randy Couture, we've heaped a bunch of praise on Bruno Capolos for his quick finishes, his knockout ability. The question is that all he's got?
I mean, it's hard to say. We haven't seen him do anything else. And there's a guy with 12 finishes. So, you know, I'm sure he's got a well-rounded game. He's facing a guy with a good wrestling pedigree, so we may find him on the ground and have to use that in this fight.
And that guy he's facing, Jamel Jones, the 2-time JUCO national champ in wrestling. But really, the story in his qualifying fight in the regular season was those hammer fists and the big power he was able to generate. What else do you think he can bring to Bruno Capolos?
He's so explosive, and again, for Capalosa, you got to be ready for those takedowns. I think that's where he wants this fight. He may very well stand up with him and trade, but I think the easier path to victory is to look for a takedown and land some more of those hammer fists.
Lillian Garcia.
In the blue corner, fighting out of Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, your number 4 seed, Jamel Jones. His official weight, 250 3/4 pounds. In the red corner, fighting out of Sao Paulo, Brazil, your number 1 seed, Bruno Capolos. Women's official weight, 235 and 1/2 pounds.
The intensity in that stare down between Capalosa and Jamel Jones. And that brings us to our main event. A women's lightweight semifinal, Kayla Harrison, Jenna Fabian. Great credentials for both of these women, but as an undefeated pro mixed martial artist, Kayla Harrison has really shown what can happen if you're a world-class judo player making this transition.
You know, another thing that I think a lot of people don't talk about is her emotional intelligence. You know, the way that she approaches the sport, how hard she trains, and, you know, the fact that she does have, you know, high goals that she set for herself, but she just seems unfazed by everything. And again, you know, earning yourself 2 gold medals at the highest level in the Olympics, well, we'll certainly do that.
Well, you're absolutely right. Kayla Harrison very mentally dialed in, but Randy, I don't know if we've ever seen Jenna Fabian, her opponent, this focused either.
Jenna looks as fit as we've ever seen her in any of the seasons she's been in so far. She says her conditioning and her footwork are going to be the keys to victory for her against Kayla Harrison tomorrow night.
Back to you, Lillian.
In the blue corner, fighting out of Auckland, New Zealand, your number 3 seed, Jenna Fabian. Her official weight, 156 pounds. In the red corner, fighting out of Middletown, Ohio, your number 2 seed and 2019 PFL Women's Lightweight World Champion, Kayla Harrison. Her official weight, 155 and 1/2 pounds.
That is your main event on ESPN. And we'll take a look at our tail of the tape. Jenna Fabian, 6 feet tall, and a huge reach advantage, especially in the arms, for the world champion Muay Thai practitioner out of New Zealand. Jenna Fabian, Muay Thai world champion, training at City Kickboxing, someone riding a win streak, and still you find yourself as an underdog here. You told us this week that doesn't faze you. Do you have what it takes to solve the Kayla Harrison puzzle?
I have what it takes. I'm the one. Tomorrow we fight.
Will you be able to keep this on your feet, or can you get back up if she takes you to the ground?
I'm very prepared for, you know, all situations. You know, not going to mince words. I mean, my style compared to her style, we're both trying to take it and keep it to where our advantages are. But most definitely, most of my work and lead up to this, not just this camp, has been problem solving and troubleshooting, you know, the areas in which Kayla is strong. So I'm prepared for it all.
With that, we go over to the returning champion, Kayla Harrison. A lot is made of the fact that this is a classic grappler versus striker matchup. Is it that simple? Is it Kayla gets it to the ground, game over?
I think it's as simple as Kayla wins, game over.
Kayla Harrison, you've never fought someone who could be called your physical equal. You're always the better athlete. Is Jenna any closer to closing that gap as a great athlete herself?
Absolutely, Jenna's a great competitor. I would argue that her one loss was to Bobby Joe, who is a 6-foot-tall southpaw striker. That's why we're gonna have a fight. We gotta go out and see who's the best.
Indeed we do. Thank you to our main event fighters, Jenna Fabian and Kayla Harrison, and of course, a phenomenal night of action leading up to all of it. Showcase bouts in the women's lightweight division and the heavyweight division. Playoff semifinals in the women's lightweight division and the heavyweight division. Heavy hitters, world-class grapplers, former world champions in other sports. Everything you want as a combat sports fan delivered to you on ESPN Plus and on ESPN. The 2021 PFL playoffs continue, and there's a look at the betting odds, by the way. Kayla Harrison, once again, a prohibitive betting favorite. No odds yet on Taylor Gardado, Mariana Moraes on the other side of the women's lightweight bracket. We're going to be here starting at 6 p.m. on ESPN Plus for those showcase bouts. You don't want to miss the action there as fighters fight for their PFL futures, potentially. And then the playoffs. Regular season, these playoffs, and eventually a berth in the championship where fighters square off for a belt and a $1 million cash prize. Heavyweights and women's lightweights, Professional Fighters League action coming at you from Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, Florida. Sean O'Connell, Randy Couture, Kenny Florian, be there.